Okay, welcome to Sunday night. It's Sticking It to the Man Sunday night. So, just so you know, I'm going to try and keep a pattern of like Sunday night will be kind of a little lighter topic, and then I'll have something prepared for Wednesday, which will be a little heavier. So, tonight we're going to go over just my 6 month budget to actual. Okay, so just to give you a 2 second thing, I'm going to start you out in right capital. This is a really easy thing. If you didn't have right capital, this would be a difficult thing. You'd be exporting stuff from checking accounts and sticking it in spreadsheets and cross tabbing it and comparing it, and it would just be a nightmare. And maybe I go over here and write it all on a whiteboard or something like that, but I don't have to do any of that because right capital makes this just a piece of cake. So it's if you go to the dashboard and then you go to budget. Now, granted, you have to have been tracking the transactions on your budget tab, but um, right. Well, first you have to connect your accounts, so that's under profile and your accounts. You connect it. I have mine connected to my checking and my capital and my card, my Capital One card. So that way, that's where I do almost all my spending is those two places. So you have to have them connected, and then it'll suck them in, and then based on what you start assigning it to, it will subsequently assign. Also, for the most part, I find that there's some weird things. Like here's one: Amazon retail. It doesn't seem to want to do Amazon, but I'm going to go ahead and just say this is miscellaneous expense. Um, so you got to be doing that. So you have a little bit of setup, not a big deal, and the payoff is huge. So I'm going to go dashboards budget because I'm just looking at 6 months. So you'll see I already have this set to last 6 months, but you could do year to date, last 6 months. Actually, year to date would probably be the best one. I don't know why I'm doing last 6 months, but let's do last 6 months. Oh no, let's do year to date. That'll be more fun. Okay, so let's just start going through it. Now, remember, all of these budget expenses, also, I've created equivalents for them in my retirement projections. So all of these show up in my retirement projections too. And the way I populate these budget numbers is with, as you can see, this is a manual entry. They just come from what I put in the projection. So let's just kind of go through these real quick. So you got animal expenses. I've got 175 a month. You'll see that's coming in at 85 a month, which is nice. That's good. Car and gas, I have at 200. Looks like I'm spending about 159. Now, I did put a fair amount. I went down to Florida for a week. Well, like whatever, 7 days, whatever it was. And I spent gas, but I'm pretty certain what I did is I booked that gas to vacations because it was kind of vacations. Now, this is something I don't know what's going on. I got to look. I think something's wrong because we give our charity every month and it's a $700. And why it's coming up only 40, I don't know. Because some of it's taken out automatically. I think the reason why is when we give, it comes out as this weird checking thing. So I got to take a look because this should be dead on, and I know it's pretty much dead on. So clothing, you'll just see we've been buying some clothing lately, so that's dead on. In the year to date, I got 106. My monthly is 175. Foods before kids leave. This is a little disturbing because I expect this to be cheaper, but we buy our meat through what's it called? Good Chop. And so I tend to buy my meat like every 3 months. I'll spend like 250 worth of meat. So I mean, it's still in the budget, which is fine. It's in the budget. I would expect it to be a little lower than this, but whatever. So hair is 70. Beth just hasn't done her hair yet, or I missed it. I probably missed it. I probably put it in miscellaneous. Homeowners insurance. So that's 70. This is 221. And the reason why that is because I pay my homeowners insurance. It's $1,000. And I probably paid it in January. So this is making it look like it's more. But as the year goes on, this will come up to par. Or I should say this will go down as the months start, passing by. Property taxes, it is off. Like I've got to go change this budget to reflect it's only off by like $100, but that's fine. Well, it's off by $300, but like, probably $50 a month it's off by, but I'll fix that. That's no big deal. Lawn is dead on 70 and I'm spending 60. Out of pocket healthcare. I actually created this because we were spending a lot in out of pocket healthcare So that should tone down a little bit. So this doesn't surprise me. I actually created it. I can't remember what it was that we had to pay, but it was a fair amount. So, and I'm also still helping out with the kids, like my older kids. So I'm paying some of their stuff. Vacation Wildwood, this makes sense. We prepaid a lot of our vacation this year. So, and also this 477, this is probably my trip to Florida. So and I drove that trip, but just so it was mainly just gas and treating my brother and his family to dinners and stuff. Car insurance, this makes sense because I pay my car insurance every 6 months. So I think I had to pay the Challenger. So I'm not surprised this is a little bit over. I'll keep an eye on it, but I know it's right on money, right on the money. Car repairs, we had a couple. We had one. Basically, my Challenger had one car repair issue with the brakes, which sucks. Brakes are always so expensive. So you can see Compassion. This is another charity we give to. That's dead on. I still don't know why this one's not. Why the charity one's not dead on, but I'll find out because I know I'm giving to it. Entertainment online subscriptions. I got 200. It's coming out to 169, so that's good. Gifts to families 275.87. I can tell you that 87 is we went to a wedding, and that was a big debate. How much do you give at a wedding? Um, so this is the average right now, and this usually hits me hardest in December at Christmas time. Oh, I know. This is some birthday stuff. Ariel's birthday, maybe Jack's birthday, and then a wedding that we went to. So that's why this is 87. But it's okay. I generally I think that comes out to be, let's see, 250 times 12 is 3 grand. So I think I have like three and a half maybe figured out for that. So it should be more than enough. House Electric, you see that's coming in a little bit high. I'm going to bring that bill down because, as you all know, you can like negotiate with your cable company all the time. So that bill's going to come down. Probably only like $10, but hopefully it'll be enough to get me down. Oh, and I know. And I switched my cable, or I switched my internet. And so for 1 month I had to pay 89, and so I had to pay for the equipment with Verizon, and then it's going to go down to like 49, and then I'm going to save another $5 with Best Teaching. So it's got my internet's going to be like $45 a month. So this is a little high because of that. I usually budget 50, I budget 60, something like that for internet, but because I installed Verizon, I ended up having 1 month that was higher. House lumpy emergency. I'm going to do a whole video on margin, but this is only for emergencies that I have with the house, and hopefully you don't have those. So I must have been booking something to it. I don't know what. It's not a big deal though. $60 a month, so that will just build up. That's 700. That's actually one of my margin accounts because that's 9,400 a year, but I probably only spend a few hundred. So it's going to be great next year. And this is going to be one of my margin videos that I do. Next year, I won't have to put 10,000 into this account because it's already accumulated like 19,000. That I have to keep track of in a spreadsheet. But I only look at it like once a year or twice a year. So essentially next year, when I start funding all the right accounts in January, which I'll have a video on that before January, it'll be great because I won't have to put that 7 times 12 is $9,400. So I won't have to put that 9,400 in. So that's money. It's either extra or money I don't need. House and water is hitting. Our water's going up a little bit. It stinks. It's mainly sewer. I mean, that's what's funny. If you look at it, we're like, oh, make sure the sinks are off and everything. But I think my 150 a quarter, like 50 of it's water and 100 of it's sewer. So I shouldn't worry too much. This is another one of my big kind of like margin accounts. So what's happening, and if I showed you my checking, but I don't want to waste the time in the video, you'd see it. Like going into the summer when Beth stops working, what happens is I start this 800 a month starts usually in February. So you get February, March, April, May, and June. So that's five. And I tend to go into the summer, which is when Beth stops getting paid, like on July 1, with like $8,000 sitting in that account. So even though I have 10,000 for when Beth's not working in the summers, I usually have 8,000 extra coming in. So a lot of times I end up I end up like not having to spend 8 grand um, the following year. So that's coming in tune. You know, that's $800 a month. That's great. My miscellaneous expenses. That's my one of those margin accounts that I kind of create where I make sure there's a lot of fluff in it. Out to eat pre 78. Woo! Look at that, $2. We're only off by $2. World Vision, world, or what I spelled it here, World Vision, is we give $1,000 a year to this, and we give it at the end of the year. So that's why the average monthly spend is zero, but when it hits the end of the year, it'll hit. Um, all right. So I didn't want this to be a long video. I just wanted you to see the power of having this stuff because literally now I probably going to I'll look at this every now and then. This just tells me how my month is going. I'll go into transactions. Well, I usually use summary to find out if something got booked wrong. Like I'll go down here and I'll see like, oh, why is this too much? Or why why have I got nothing in there? And then that'll put me in a position where I start looking for things that are wrong. But I would say maybe, I don't know, maybe I spent, and like I'll go to this transactions tab. I don't know, maybe I'll spend, I don't know, every couple weeks, like 15 minutes, just going through and making sure that this is all set, that I've allocated to the right stuff. Like this was, like all this Esther's Bakery and all that. Beth and I went out to Pennsylvania, which is a lot of fun. And we were just eating everywhere. Oh no, this wasn't Pennsylvania. We went to South Jersey. Yeah, there's a place in South Jersey, like an Amish market. And so I just put this in out to eat pre 78. I could have put this in miscellaneous and that would have been fine. But literally, I'll just spend a little bit of time on this, classifying these. Um, right Capital will already try and classify them for the most part. And based on that, then bang, now all of a sudden I can go, oh, well, how am I doing in the current month? How am I doing last 18 months? So this is stuff that you tried to do this on a spreadsheet. Oh, oy vey, what a nightmare this would be. So another great thing, you spend some time setting it up. And the more time you spend setting it up in Right Capital, the less time you spend having to deal with it, which is great. So that's it for the night. I just wanted to give you tips. Like I said, on Sundays, I'm sticking it to the man. I'm going to look for simple stuff that's kind of standalone. And then on Wednesdays, I'll put out bigger stuff that's a little more in depth and may require spreadsheets and stuff. So have a great Memorial Day weekend. I'll put this out tonight and appreciate all you guys for watching the channel. Take care. Good night.